Hey there guys, welcome to another video. In today's video I want to do an unboxing and quick first impressions of the Google Chromecast with Google TV. So this was just announced at the Google event that they held online on September 30th, launch night in, and they announced this as well as a couple other things such as the Pixel 5, Pixel 4a 5G. I decided to go ahead and pick this up. So this is a little bit different than the previous Chromecast. So as you can see, it does offer a voice remote here, and it does offer Google TV, which we'll take a look at. So this does come in 3 different colors. So I did get the only color that was available, which is the white color here. It also comes in a pink color and a blue color as well. So again, $49.99 for this. They also have an offer right now if you buy the Chromecast with Google TV and Netflix bundle, which gives you 6 months of Netflix, and that's $89.99, and you can get that in the same 3 colors. And just taking a quick look at the packaging before we unbox here, we do have a photo of the device itself, and then the voice remote that you'll get in the box, as well as some of the services that it'll work with here. So services like YouTube, YouTube TV, Netflix, Prime Video, Spotify, all those good things there. And then browse through 700,000 plus movies and TV episodes. And then this is a 4K device, so pretty cool, and only $49.99. So really nice there. On the side here, it does tell you about the voice commands here. So hey Google, and then some example commands that you could use on the device there. On the opposite side, does give you some information about the Google TV here. So it says Google TV puts all your entertainment in one place, so it's easy to find what you want. Discover 700,000 plus movies and TV episodes, and get recommendations to see where they're available to stream. So pretty cool there. And then on the bottom here, it tells you what it supports here. So it is an HDMI device, HD, 4K, and HDR compatible, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and works with Android and iOS. So you can use your iPhone or your Android phone for this. On the back here, it does say simple setup, plug, connect, and stream, and this is how it'll look when you plug it in. So you do need a power outlet as well as an HDMI port on the back of your TV to use this. All right, and straight out of the gate here, we get this nice presentation. So we get the Chromecast itself and the remote. So let's pop that out here. And here is the magical device itself. So pretty small. So you have your HDMI here. You do have a little bit of length on the HDMI cable, so it's not like right up against the TV. I know some TVs have kind of tight HDMI ports, so it's hard to get to. And then you have this kind of interesting little egg-looking thing here. So that's how it looks in the hand there. So it's still pretty small. Not really heavy or anything, so it shouldn't really weigh down on the port or anything like that. And then at the bottom here, you do have a USB-C port to power it there. On the back, we do have a little button, it looks like, for connectivity. And then just tells you HDMI. And we do have our model number information right there. So model is GZRNL. So in case you wanted to know that. The remote is right here. Actually looks like it's going to be pretty tiny. Let's pop that open and take a look. And again, if you get this in the different colors, they will be color coordinated. All right, and there's our remote. On the remote here, you do have a 4-way toggle center button right there. You do have a back key, you have your voice assistant, home key, mute, YouTube, and Netflix, and then power, and I'm not sure what that one is yet, but we'll find out. But yeah, really tiny remote. Oh, you also have a volume right there. So that's pretty cool. So this may coordinate with your HDMI ARC connection, and you should be able to use volume on here. So we have a little getting started guide right here. Plug in your Google Chromecast into the power outlet and HDMI port. Switch your TV input. Put the batteries in the remote, and get the Google Home app to use to set it up here. And then on here, it does tell you what everything is. So I guess I could have looked that up here. So we have the navigation. So it is a 4-way toggle. Select key, back, home, app button. So they're blank here, but we know it's YouTube and Netflix on there. And then we have a microphone. Oh, so the microphone is right here in the center of the remote right there. And then you have an LED that you can't even see that. So there's an LED at the bottom of the remote here, which it says right there. Pretty cool. And then you have TV input. So that's just to change your TV input on your TV. So that's pretty cool there also. and then press the Google Assistant button and say, what can you do? Hi, how can I help? And then here is what's included. So Chromecast remote, power cable, power adapter, and 2 AAA batteries. So there you go, pretty cool there. And last but not least, in the box here, we do get a USB-C to USB-A cord. Looks pretty long actually, so that is good. So you won't have any trouble getting that to your TV. And then we have the power adapter itself here. And here is your power adapter right there. Probably 5-watt adapter, probably nothing too crazy powerful for this. Quick thing I just wanted to mention here is I believe that the batteries are color coordinated also. So even though these are white, they do have a little texture around them. So I think they are color coordinated for each of them. So whether you get the blue one or the pink one, they're going to be color coordinated, which I thought was a nice touch. All right, just to compare the Chromecast remote here really quick. So on the Chromecast remote, this one is obviously going to be color coordinated to whichever color you buy. So whether it be the white, the blue, or that pink color. You have a 4-way toggle here with a select key, a back button, voice assistant key, home key, mute, volume rocker on the side right there, a YouTube quick key, and then a Netflix quick key, as well as power, and a input for your television right there. It is pretty nice, pretty tiny. It is pretty thin, has a rounded back, so pretty nice to hold there. If we compare to a cheaper device, this is from the Roku Express, which is only $30, and this one is a lot larger than the Chromecast remote, but it also includes a lot less. So this one does not include a voice assistant or integration with your HDMI ARC port to control your TV's functions such as volume and power. But on here you get a back key, home key, 4-way toggle, OK select key, back key, option key, play, pause, fast forward, rewind, and then you do actually get 2 additional preset keys on this one. So you get Netflix, ESPN, Hulu, and Sling. Pretty cool there. But yeah, you can definitely tell a difference in the remotes there. And on a more expensive device, this is from the Apple TV HD here, and this one is way thinner than all the other ones, as you can see here, way thinner. This one is the only one also that has a rechargeable battery versus these two, which both require batteries. Not a big deal though, I don't think. But then again, I haven't had to recharge this battery but maybe 2 or 3 times since I've owned it, so it does last quite a while. So in differences on this, you do get a trackpad versus a 4-way toggle, and then you push down to select, kind of like their force touch trackpads that they offer. And then on here you have a menu key, you have a TV or control center key, their voice assistant, which is Siri, play, pause, and then volume here. So this one also has integration with the HDMI ARC, kind of like the Chromecast. So pretty cool there, and it does appear that the Chromecast does offer quite a bit of features, even in its remote, for not a lot of money. So in order to install our Chromecast, all we need to do is get the cord plugged into the adapter. I know I'm not using the adapter it came with, but it is the same here. So plug that in, plug in the other end into the end of the Chromecast here. Once you've plugged that in, you want to plug the HDMI into the side of your TV. And the best thing to do here is if you do have an HDMI ARC port, use that so that it can control the volume and power of your TV. And there you go. So now it is connected to my TV. All right, so now we come up to the second screen after selecting the language, and it says to set up with the Google Home app. So it says to download and open the Google Home app on your phone to get started. When instructed in the app, scan the QR code. So we do have a QR code here as well as a setup key right there. However, at the bottom it does say set up on TV instead. So it says it may take longer because it requires you to type on the remote. So you do have both options if you want to do that. All right, now that I've actually signed in on the Google Home app, it's now downloading an update. So it's telling me that the Google Chromecast will restart once it has finished its update. And now it's offering to select the services that I would like to use here. So we'll go ahead and use Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, and I think that's what we'll do for right now. All right, and here's a review of what you've set up. So it's set up my device for the Chromecast, and then ambient mode featured photos. Hit next. Setup here is finished. Complete the setup on your TV with the remote. All right, so the Chromecast is now ready, and we can go ahead and hit start exploring. Alright, and here we are at the main menu on the Google Chromecast. So as we can see on the top here, it does say Google TV. We do have our search function at the top left here. We are defaulted to the For You section. We have a Movies section, Shows section, Apps, and Library section. And if we scroll down real quick here, we can see some options that it says are top picks for me. If you scroll down one more, we have a list of our apps. So one thing that kind of annoyed me was that in the setup on the Google Home app, it actually offered a couple of apps to install. However, it did install those, but it installed more apps than I asked for. So luckily we can remove those if we want to, but that's just a note. Even though it asked that, it's still, yeah. So if we scroll down a little bit more here, you can see we have trending on Google, we have different categories, and it actually goes pretty quickly. So there's no lag here, pretty nice. Another cool thing to note here is that as you're scrolling, you'll see that the prominent color of each of the thumbnails is actually an ambient light around each of the icons, which is really, really nice. It looks really nice, nice detail there. And as we scroll through, you also see it does give you some details about each of the thumbnails as you scroll through. So for example, this one is The Flash. You can see it shows the title, shows the service it's on, and the Rotten Tomatoes score. And it does that for each of these, which is really nice. And just taking a brief look at the YouTube app, we do have thumbnails for everything, and I just want to show how fluid everything works here. So you do get a preview of everything on here, and it does work really, really well. So I'm really, really impressed with that. You also get 4K in the YouTube app, which we just got on the Apple TV, which is kind of sad. But if we take a look at Computer Clan's video right here, it does say 4K in the bottom left. And then if we go here, we'll just pause that real quick, just show you the quality. And as you can see, it is in 4K, so really nice there. And then if we want to, we can scroll through a little bit. And as you can see, it keeps up just fine with the video. And if we were to scroll all the way through and maybe play right here, we should get 4K pretty quickly. And as you can see, works really well. Skipped halfway through the video, and we still get it in perfect 4K. So really nice. And it looks like we have decent quality there. Let's go ahead and fast forward just a bit and take a look at the car he's looking at today. Looks pretty good. Let's try and fast forward a little bit and see how well it can handle going through the video just a little bit. So we're still getting a preview. How well does it load? Loads really quick. So we are watching a 4K YouTube video, and that actually seemed to work pretty well. So I'm pretty impressed so far. All right, let's briefly check out the voice assistant on the remote here. Open YouTube. And then if we want to search for my channel, Ian's Tech. That's not what I said. Ian's Tech.
For some videos.
There we go. And so now we can see my channel here. And then we'll try one more channel. Drew, Lipps. Now if I was to try and say Drew Lips, it would actually show someone drawing lips, so that doesn't really work out. But anyway, while we're here, let's talk to Drew real quick, shall we? All right, so both Drew and I actually got the new Chromecast with Google TV, so we just wanted to talk about a couple pros and cons between the both of us. So two of the pros that I had with it were the remote. I really enjoyed it. It is actually really nice for something that, for a device that only costs $50, comes with a voice assistant with Google, and you also have, with an HDMI ARC, you can control the volume and power with your TV, which is really nice. I also really enjoyed the speed of the UI, especially considering the price of the device only being $50. Really impressive there. Drew, what were your pros with the device?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with yours. Pros, I think those are pretty solid, especially the price point, like you mentioned. But one thing I really liked is that it's just an HDMI dongle. So like you can quickly plug it into any TV, any monitor. You know, I have mine on my desktop on my computer and it works really well. And then not only that, it's Android. So you can actually use developer options and side load applications if you wanted to. So if you wanted to play like Google Stadia or something, there are options to side load those, which is pretty cool for $50.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to try that out. I definitely want to see that.
Yeah,
and then, so two of the cons that I have here, and I think you had the same issue that I did, where there was a glitch with the UI upon first setup, where we noticed that the boxes where all the movies and everything are supposed to show up actually went blank, and it happened for me twice. So I think that happened with you as well.
Yeah, that's pretty frustrating. It happened twice with me. So it happened once with the initial setup, like you mentioned, and then also just kind of moving around in the UI. It was really frustrating, and it went all gray on me. All the boxes turned gray pretty quickly. So hopefully it'll be fixed with software.
Yeah. Fortunately, it kind of fixed itself, but kind of a bad experience, I know, coming out of the box. And then the other con I had with it was just the speed of setup, no matter which method you took. So you could use your phone to set it up, or you could use the manual setup through the Chromecast, having to type everything in with the remote. And both methods were pretty long, and there was a lot of legal jargon and stuff like that, especially considering you have to use your voice with things. So that was the only other con I had there.
Yeah, the other actual real big con for me too is in the setup you have the option to select different applications, and I selected only a handful of them, but yet they all installed when I actually looked through the UI after setting it all up. I don't know, did that happen to you as well? It's kind of frustrating.
It did actually. I only set up with Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube, and ended up seeing HBO Max, Disney Plus, and a couple others on there. So it was kind of disappointing, but at least we can uninstall it.
Yeah, definitely. And then hopefully software updates will improve it long term. So as others are purchasing this, maybe it'll improve over time.
Yes, that is our hope. All right, guys, so there you have it. So this has just been a quick unboxing and first impressions of the Google Chromecast with Google TV. And I'd also like to thank Drew for joining me to provide his thoughts on the Chromecast as well. And if you want to check out his channel, I'll leave that down in the description. And if you're interested in the Chromecast with Google TV, it is available for $49.99. Comes in the 3 different colors, so the white, blue, and that pink color. And I'll leave that in the description as well if you're interested in that. And again, they also offer a deal with 6 months of Netflix for $89.99. So definitely check that out. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like button. And if you want to see more like this, consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next video.